in Serbia. It's the Women's Euro Championship. Norway, best team in the world. Just keep on winning. We go downstairs for a chat with a Serbian superstar, Andrea Lekic. Serbia against Sweden. Just how could these two teams be separated? And joy for Denmark at the expense of the Czech Republic. It's all been going on. Norway against France, always a fixture, whether it's men or women. And right here, well, it seemed a little one-sided, I might add. Not at the beginning, however. France came out of the blocks and they were determined to show exactly what they could do. Marie-Paule Gnabayao doing a great job, but Norway, with the likes of Anja Edkin and Lynn Gross, well, they know how to nail a team together. More than that, they are just unbeatable. Well, they may have had some shaky matches at the top of this championship, but they have found their mark. And when they do, the points start to rack up. Norway, just an exceptional force in the world of handball, and particularly in the women's game. Both sides struggling in attack early on. France unsettling Norway with some aggressive play at the beginning. It's a 5-1 defense led by the 186 tall Miriam Signat. Yes, finally found out, I think you might say. Some great goalkeeping as well. Norway just can't help themselves on occasion. The save, of course, by Katrina Lund Haraldsen. And yes, by the halfway mark, 14-10. Well, the French keeper, Cléopâtre Derleux, saying made a few big mistakes, didn't get the ball back on a few occasions. The Norwegians, well, they just, on the return, on the bounce back, they're absolutely superb and just cannot be held. Well, at the break, Norway were leading France 14-10. France had led the match, let's not forget, but, well, after the turnaround, Norway really started to turn on the style. And when they do, everybody better be very, very afraid. Miriam Freyords and Lynn Jodem Solent hitting the back of the net, and it just continued to billow. And no matter what France tried to do, they were getting found out here. Look at this. Norway on the fly, delivering. Absolutely superb. Well, nobody betting against them for the title. They have to be red-hot favourites. They've won it so many times in the past. And it doesn't matter what the arena is, or indeed what the opposition are. Norway are supreme. France can hold their head up high after this match, but they find themselves, well, floundering in Group 1 of this second phase. Czech Republic are full and flat at the bottom of the 6 in Group 1. Only 2 progress to the semis, let's not forget. France, mountain to climb.
You never dream of this scenario because it's never happened before. France is a really good team, and we know we have to be 100% prepared and each second of the match to be able to have a chance to get points here. So for our part, it's great to show that we are able to have focus in all of the match, not just a couple of minutes.
Well, Torje Hedgersen speaking volumes a little bit later as well, adding to Lynn Kristen Regur's words, 30-19. That's an enormous margin.
Their most important attack, the strong shooters. And, I think that was the main reason, and we played okay in attack, and they changed defense. And usually we have some problems when they change defense, but today we managed to find solutions.
And indeed holds. Here is French coach Olivier Clomolt. He says it's been a while since France have not been able to find a solution. Yeah, we won't be giving up, but the feeling is that they gave up out there. We weren't very lucky in the first half. We were rather solid, but the beginning of the second half was just a catastrophe. The roof fell in, essentially. We have to talk about our defence, and each time we managed to find our feet, the catastrophe started all over again, he said. We need to react with authority on occasions, and yeah, I've got to try to understand exactly what's going on and help them understand exactly that as well. Terrific result for Norway. Are they European champions in waiting. Many people think so. Well, the Serbian team didn't disappoint their home crowds, getting their first win in the European Championship against the Ukraine, first of 6 years, and then getting the better of the Czech Republic to go through with 2 points in their pocket in this round. Their captain, one of the best players in the tournament, is Andrea Lekic, and a serious contender, I think. Team hard to beat. They're aggressive in defence, but it's their teamwork and their spirit which just glues the whole package together.
I'm really proud of my girls. I'm really happy, and I feel that we have self-confidence for playing in a next round. And these 2 points we have now in pocket, we are very happy and satisfied. But we have to continue like this in defence. This is the key, and this is the main direction for the victories. Because from defence, when you play like this, everybody has a self-confidence for attack. So I'm really proud.
Well, you can't all be attackers. After losing a close game against 4 times European champions Norway in their opening match, Serbia seemed to have got the measure of everybody else. The serious stuff beginning now in the second round. They are there with good and indeed the best teams out there. Can they do it? They have to be 100% focused.
Really good, especially me. I felt really physically good, and I think girls are okay. So I think that we are going to continue in this tempo to the second round. I know it's hard. We play against France, Sweden, and Denmark, and we now the hard matches are coming.
Well, Serbia showed that they were a team not to be underestimated, and they know that they're the underdogs in this competition, certainly at this second phase. But Denmark, France, and Sweden to play. Wonder how they'll get on. They've got a lot of self-belief, though, and the audience, of course.
And the Serbia audience can look forward to these really high matches. We cannot say who is in the best form and who is going to play the best. I think everything is open, and I hope and I truly believe that we can make some surprise.
So Denmark and France still to come. Serbia took on Sweden tonight. Let's find out how they got on, shall we? What a cracking match this turned out to be. Want an inferno, want a cauldron-like atmosphere, then you've absolutely found it right here. Yes, no doubt about who most of the crowd were cheering for, although finding their voice, and indeed finding the back of the net, were Sweden. Ulrika Egan hitting 3 goals in the first half, 5 in total. Serbia, though, with Kristina Liskovic and the rest, absolutely fighting tooth and nail here. And in fact, by the break, this was a very tight game. 14-13 at the turnaround, and they were finding, who else but Lekic, the back of the net on occasion. So we were all square. It was Serbia taking the lead. You can see what it meant to their crowd. Fabulous. Lekic on the bench with the ineffectual Demjanovic keeping her company. Kind of opened up the back, but, well, they were still bouncing back as well. Swedish middle backs, centre backs, Gulen and Tortensen, tormented by the Serbian defence. And in fact, as you can see, finding space, holes in the Swedish defence, something unheard of. And in fact, it was a bit of a cushion. With 5 minutes to go, Serbia looked like they were heading for victory here. And suddenly Sweden started to turn on the class, however, I might add. Yes, don't celebrate too early. That's the watchword out there. There you go, wide open out of the back. Coach screaming his head off, and hardly surprising. You've got to be careful. Another silly lost ball, Lekic and Damjanovic, and it was Tortensen with a game-high 8 goals that made them pay the price. 23 apiece. Goodness me, seconds running out. Could they? The answer was no. Beaten by the buzzer when clean through. It was 23 apiece. Not really what either team wanted. The fans expected more. It's good, isn't it? Czech Republic up against Denmark, and well, I've got to tell you that Denmark have increased their chances of reaching the semi-finals after this one. It was again another very tight affair, however. Czech Republic, they know how to play handball, so as you know, do the Danes. And this was always going to be a tight affair. And in fact, by the break, it was 13-12 to Denmark out there. Czech Republic, well, they're feisty, but having come into this match with played 2 and lost 2, they desperately needed a win. Denmark were determined that they wouldn't get there. There was the half-time scoreline. After the turnaround, wide open slack goalkeeping is the final countdown. Yes, I think you might say, certainly in goal-saving percentages. Well, the woodwork helping out on this occasion. Look at that beautiful spread pass into space. That's tidy handball. So the Czech Republic and Denmark just sharing the spoils until late on in this match. The Czechs had led around about, well, a number of times, in fact, 1918, and then, as you can see, a little bit later on. But Denmark kind of remustered themselves, re-established themselves in the game, and really it was to swing one way and then the other before finally the Danes tidied this one up. More despondency, I think you might say, for the Czech Republic, who are a pretty handy handball nation. But Denmark keeping it Scandinavian, and indeed at the end of this game it was to belong to them. Christiansen, Denmark retaking a decisive 3-goal lead at that point, and in fact that was never to be ceded. Goals still scored, but 33-30 it was. Denmark looking better. That's how they stand. Norway with maximum points, Denmark just behind them at the moment, having lost just the one game. Serbia very much still in the frame, wide open, but the Czech Republic, I think, can start booking their tickets home. So next up, Czech Republic will take on France. That's going to be a tall order for the Czech Republic. Maybe they can produce a surprise. Norway, Sweden is one for the aficionados. And of course, Serbia back in action again with that roaring home support against Denmark. Spain, Russia, Germany, Montenegro, Hungary up against Romania. Let's check them out, shall we? Some of the best goals we've seen. Lotte Greidel, Denmark stealing the ball in defence and making sure, give them no chances or they will take them. Heidi Low, out of position. Retaking it. Nice work. And we've got to finish surely with Norway. Keeper making a superb pass. What an opportunity and what a finish. Adam scores with a lovely spin shot. Check this out. I'm Carlton Kirby. See you next.